This was the most highly attended game of the XFL opening weekend card. 24,000 plus packed the Alamodome. Not a single one of them expected this finish. Hurts. See, I'm sure we had everybody that was watching this game, we all had our different points where we called this one and said, well, that's all she wrote. For me, it was mid fourth quarter. St. Louis responded to San Antonio's first touchdown drive of the afternoon by sending the kicker out. Mind you, they were down 9. It was 4th and 8 from the plus 25. I thought that was the wrong decision. You got to leave A.J. McCarron out there. And Hagman missed from 43. The Brahmas used the run game, ate up 5 crucial minutes of clock to drive down and snag 3 points of their own. Parker Romo made that field goal. And we all sat at home and said, okay, 2-possession game, 15-3 Brahmas with 3 minutes to play. It's over. Well, not in this league. The Battlehawks had about 22 yards of total offense. I think I have the real stat in a graphic coming up, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't a lot up to this point. I think maybe 2 first downs. But this is why I told you 2 things on Thursday. I said, 1, A.J. McCarron's experience made him the most valuable player in the league this weekend. I'm not saying MVP for the season, but this weekend, being able to go into it raw with no film. And 2, being Austin Proehl was a player to watch despite being wide receiver 4 on the depth chart. I said, watch out for Austin. And for whatever reason, the Battlehawks limped through 58 minutes of football. But then we got a show. First, it was Marcel Aitman finally getting some love from my fantasy team. Where was Marcel? They found him for a 33-yard throw down the sideline, and that got him in the red zone. Then they got Hakeem Butler on a touchdown pass. They got the 3-banger. This was getting exciting. It was an XFL sampler of sorts. You had the 3-pointers. Then you had the 4th and 15, the onside alternative. We saw a crack at that play, the onside alternative, with the Vegas and Arlington game. That was about 24 hours before this one. But the difference was this one got converted, and that's because they have Austin Proehl. Guy just gets open. They fed the hot hand. McCarron started to play like it was the 2012 Alabama LSU game again. 5 for 6, 59 yards, and a touchdown. All with under a minute left in this game. That's ridiculous. I have to give credit to Steve Gonzalez. We had him on the show Thursday. And the rest of the guys up front. Great pass protection late in that game. And they struggled all afternoon, but you got to give it to them. They never quit. Our Best of the Boulevard nominee for this one, Austin Proehl. 4 crucial catches for 49 yards and the game winner. An all-time XFL moment between him and his dad, Ricky, as he came off to the sideline. And then Anthony Becht hugging both of them. They were losing their mind. And what Mikey referred to as a hospital ball, which I think was actually a very good way to put that, AJ throwing it right into coverage. That's the kind of receiver you want on your team. Austin Proehl not going to shy away from contact. And that humongous Hines Ward smile we saw for many parts in the afternoon, especially when they went up 15-3, wiped right off his face. It looked like they told him he just finished second in Dancing with the Stars. San Antonio Brahmas faithful watched the defense that was so solid up to that point in the day, forcing punt after punt. 95% of this game was St. Louis punting. Mike Scott, 2 sacks for the Brahmas. Ranthony Texada, a sack and a forced fumble. Ryan and Drew Lewis flying around in the secondary. Luke Barco locked down Marcel Aitman for most of the day. Have to give him credit. But this is the XFL, and as much as Jamie Elizondo had a mission to control the clock, and he executed on that, the Brahmas ran 30 more plays and outgained St. Louis by 100 yards. But when you're down 12 in this league, you might as well be down 6. I think the Brahmas will be okay this year. Remember, we told you on Thursday, this staff probably a year or 2 away from being an XFL title contender. Kalen Ballage, though, he was a bright spot. He runs very hard. I think Jack Cohn is going to get much better in this offense than he showed you. But again, the Brahmas have some time. And look at inside the 30. They sent the kicker out 4 times. They scored once, and they turned it over. I think they made 3 of 4 of those field goals. So you just got to get the ball in the end zone. You can't be settling for field goals like this because 3 points don't matter in a league where you can score 18 on 2 touchdowns. Remember that. And then it got real interesting from there in the nightcap. St. Louis and San Antonio, for most of the game, kind of a snoozer. And I'm sure the XFL wasn't too happy about that because a lot of people probably turned it off before they saw the great finish. But it's a great part about social media. Maybe a lot of people don't watch these games on TV, but as soon as they see a tweet pop up on their phone, they're going to go. But speaking of tweets, by the way, why did the San Antonio Brahmas retweet their own demise? They retweeted ESPN saying St. Louis has come back from down 2 scores with under 2 minutes left. I guess it's because it's the XFL. We got opposing teams retweeting their own demise and hyping up the winning teams. So that's just, I mean, what can you say? Social media 101. Some teams don't tweet the final score. The Brahmas embraced it.